So let's continue with our 200K learning series, right? You guys want to make the big money. So last time that we concluded, I showed you guys how to back up the pluggable database, right? So you do backup database, right? But there are other files that you could back up as well that you might be required to back up. You can back up you can back up the archive logs as well. But most of the time, when they ask you to back up, remember what a backup is. A backup is just you're just making a copy. You're just making a copy of the entire database. And when I say the database, what I'm essentially saying is I'm talking about the data files. That's really what we're talking about, the data files. So now, most of the time, when they ask you to perform a backup, what you're going to do, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to not just back up the database, but you will also have to back up the entire archive log file as well. All right. You're going to have to back up the archive logs file. Now, to do that, I'll keep it short. So this is my site, clouduniversity.com. Been teaching for going on over 10 years. I teach people how to make six figures, right? It's really that simple. Six figures. If you want to make six figures, boom, it is what it is, right? Now, we teach you all things as far as related to Oracle database administration. Look at all the courses. We have over 1,000 courses on there, right? But you can learn how to make six figures today. And yes, AI is here, but it's not. It's AI is actually dying if you guys do your research, right? So there's still going to be need for humans to actually do the work, right? I'm not over here trying to teach you guys how to make $1 million. No, I just want to show you guys how to double your salary. So the average black man makes what, $42,000 a year. Cool. Well, I'm gonna teach you how to triple that. Simple enough. You make what, $20 an hour? I'm gonna show you how to make between 60 and $70 an hour after what, 3 months. How hard is that, right? So what you want to do is you want to go to clouduniversity.com, all right, and you want to click on the first. You want to click on the very first video that you guys see. I'm sorry, course that you guys see. This one right here. We have shorter. We have shorter videos that are a little bit more tailored. This gives you everything, but then we have other courses, right? So we have Oracle and AWS for you guys that just want to learn Oracle and AWS. You can just learn that. But if you want the whole shebang, yep, it's right there, right? Now you may ask yourself, oh, why is it so expensive? Well, that it's relative, right? If you want to go back to college, that's going to cost you at least what, 100 to 200 grand with room on board, and that's going to take you 4 years. But with Cloud University, it's only going to take you 3 months, 3 short months, and you're making $70 an hour. I think it's a good deal. So, guys, hit the link in the description. Book a call on Calendly or whatever, and we can talk. We can sit down and we can talk for about 30 minutes and see whether or not we're a good fit. All right, guys, talk to you soon. Peace. Yeah, remember what the archive log file is? Without the archive log file, right? Remember, listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying the archive log file. It's really the archive redo log file, right? So what's the redo log file? The redo log file just basically means redo something. Just redo it. So what happens is this. When you have your database and you have your data files and everything, your data files are, you create your database, you have your data file that comes with it. Okay. All right. Then you start creating your tables and you start uploading data to it. Now, every day, what users are going to do is they're going to change, update, delete stuff inside the data file, right? Okay. But what the archive redo log files actually does, I need you guys to think of it this way. You have your data file, your database, right? Just think of it like a resume on your computer. Okay. It has all the stuff that you have, your name, your experience, blah, 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 blah. So every day you come over there and you add another line. Next day you add another line. Next day you add another line. You save it. Next day you add another line. You save it. Next day you delete a line. You save it. Next day you add 2 lines. You save it. Okay. So I want you to think of your database/data files like that. This is the stuff that actually holds the company's data. Okay. Now, what happens is this. Those changes that you're making, you're adding a line, deleting a line, and so on and so forth, right? Those changes, right, are placed inside what we call the redo log file. It's the redo log file. The redo log file. Okay? So what that redo log file actually does is it records the changes that are being made inside of the data file. Are you with me so far? It just records it. At so and so date, just what happened. He did this command, blah, blah, blah. This was the command. This is exactly what he did. Okay. And those changes are saved in what we call a change vector. Right. Okay. So they're placed inside of a redo log file. The redo log files have to be big. Right. Okay. So the data file is the one that actually is being changed. Make sense? The redo log file is what records the changes that were actually made. The archived redo log file are the archived redo log files. Basically, it saves the redo log file in case you need it in the future. Are you hearing me? Okay. So basically, the way it works is this, right? You back up your data, you have your data file, right? Okay. Your data file is going to be updated, saved, deleted, brought back, data back. That's hot, meaning the data file is hot, meaning it's live, it's real. Like this is what's going on. It's the data, right? That's fine. Do you need your archive redo log file? Do you need your redo log file? No, you don't. You absolutely don't. Why? Because you already have your data file. They're actually useless until you lose your data file, which you do not want to do ever. Until your data file gets corrupted. That's when the archive redo log file comes in place. So you have your data file. On Sunday you back it up. So on Sunday your data file had 10 lines. You back it up. Okay, it's gonna have 10 lines again. Cool, no problem. You just made another copy. Your job as a DBA is to survive Sunday to Sunday. That's it. Right? Okay. But the redo log file is needed if something were to happen to the data file. It's like the quarterback. If something was to happen to the quarterback, you're gonna need a backup, right? Okay, that's how that works. That's exactly how that works. Okay, give me 1 second, guys. Okay, so what happens is if you do have your archive redo log files, all right, okay, no problem. You lost your what? Your data file, right? But you also had a complete backup, a successful backup. Okay, no problem. So what you do is, let's say you lost your data file on Thursday. Okay, you're screwed, but not completely. Because if you backed up on Sunday, okay, so you have a copy. So everything that's happened over the last 25 years, 30 years is not all lost because you backed it up on Sunday. So you can get that back. But what you cannot get back is the last what? From Sunday to what? Thursday. You follow me? Because things were happening between Sunday and Thursday, right? The data file has been updated, but you lost that. You lost it. The last successful backup was on Sunday, 3 days before. Okay. So guess what? You know what you're going to have to do? Then you're going to have to invoke the archive redo log files. Why? Because what that does is you back up your what? You restore your database with the backup that you had on Sunday. Cool. But that's still an incomplete backup. That's what we call an incomplete backup. Because what? Data has been lost between Sunday and Thursday. So the archive redo log file, what does that do? Right? You recover the database with the archived redo log files. So all the changes that were made between Sunday and Thursday were recorded by the redo log files, and they were saved by the archive redo log file. Right? So then you recover what? The database. So the database can go from Sunday, the way it looked on Sunday, all the way to the way it looks now on what? Thursday. Then you have a complete backup. Don't ask how it does it. Oracle just knows how to do it. It just does it. This is why you must always have a complete backup, and you must always put your database in what? Archive redo mode. Right? I don't know if you remember last week I showed you guys that your database must be in redo log mode, archive redo log mode, or else your backup won't successfully run. Remember I told you guys that? So if I do SQL, if I exit out of here, and if I do this, and then to know if your database is in archive log mode, let me start up. To know if your database is in archive redo log mode, all you have to do is just type in archive log list. All right. Okay, so our database is open. So if I do archive log list, you can see that our database is in archive log mode. You see that? And the archive destination, this is where your archive log on my system is going to go. It's going to go right here, right? It's different for everybody's. Well, it's not different for everybody. Mine is Windows, blah, blah, blah. But on Linux, it's typically the same place, right? Okay. And it's typically in the flash recovery area, all right? And we'll get to that in the course. So you guys that want to learn more, it's in the course, right? I can get into all that right here, right? So you can see that we're good to go, right? So if I do rman target slash. Okay, so I already backed up the database. I showed you guys how to do that last time. Now I just want to do something. I just want to back up a few files. I just want to back up archive log file. So this is how you back up just the archive log. That's it. If I just want to back up the archive log, I can do that as well. I can back up the control file, back up control, back up control. See that? So what that does is it backs up the control file as well, and it backs up this backs up the what? The archive log file. So if I do backup data file, backup data file 1, I could do that. So what that's going to do is just going to back up the system data file. I can do backup data file 2. Well, I must have typed something. Anyway, okay. So backup data file one and so forth. I could also do. Just trying to give you guys some. So I could do backup database plus archive log delete input. What this does is it backs up the database plus the archive log, and it's going to delete the old archive logs that are stale. All right. Okay, I must have mistyped it. I can't type. Delete input. All right. See that? So what's doing now is backing up the entire database, and then what's going to do is it's going to delete all the old archive logs. This is actually the most popular command: backup database plus archive log delete input. And then what happens is after it's done with backing up the database and the archive logs, it's also going to back up the control file and the SP file as well by default. In Oracle 11G and below, you have to actually set that up to do that for you. Like it wasn't automatic, but with 12C and above, it's become automatic where it just backs up the control file and the SP file for you automatically. And that's a big deal because you can't start your database without the SP file. You can't mount your database without the control file. So it just backs that up for you just in case anything happens to both of those files. So it's pretty cool. Anyway, guys, just wanted to share this with you. You guys that are on your journey trying to learn, trying to inquire more about the course. The link is in the description. You can click on that if you're ready to go. We should be at your laptop the same day that you actually sign up for it, or actually the next day, depending on when you actually sign up for it. All right? Share this with your friends and family, and hit the like, share this, and subscribe, guys. And give me your comments. Let me know what you think. Yes, 200K is real, even in this economy, especially as a DBA. You can still make that. Not a problem. All right, guys. Talk to you guys. Peace.